Hello everyone. This is Imtiaz Begum, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, Government First Grade College, Chikbalapur. Today I am going to discuss session 27 of Employee Welfare and Social Security of 5th semester BBA, Bangalore North University. So today we are going to discuss about the development of social security in India. So we will have a quick recap. So in the previous class we had discussed about social security, and that social assistance and social insurance. So social assistance and social insurance are the main components of social securities. In detail we had discussed in our previous session. So today we will discuss about the development of social security. So the learning objective of this chapter is this chapter provides an understanding of social security measures. Session outcome. So the student will be able to trace the development of social security in India. So to begin with, what is the meaning of social security? So we have discussed in detail. Just I'll tell you what it is. Social security is a protection which society provides for its members through a series of public measures against the economic and social distress resulting from sickness, maternity, employment injury, invalidity, old age, and death. In other words, it can also be defined as social security is a program of protection provided by society against those contingencies of life, such as sickness, unemployment, old age, industrial accidents, against which the individuals cannot be expected to protect himself and his family by his own ability or foresightedness. Next we have is development or evolution of social security in India. So ILO in different convention has been giving due emphasis on social security, and various laws were added and existing were being amended. ILO has suggested various methods of organizing, establishing, and financing various social schemes of social security are different in developed, underdeveloped, and developing country. It means social security schemes are different in different places or different countries. It was ILO expert and Professor Adhakar who joint efforts invited Government of India in 1946 for introducing for important element of social security like organization of health insurance scheme, revision of Workmen's Compensation Act, central law and maternity benefits, then extension of schemes to other classes of workers like leave with allowance during sickness were introduced with lead to enactment of Employee State Insurance Act, Plantation Labor Act, Employee Provident Fund Act, so on. So here we have the evolution of social security in India. What is the reason? First is British policy. British policy to raise labor cost in the established industries that resulted in social security in India. Then a policy of corporate paternalism leading to variety of benefits like promoting loyalty of employees. Then in the post-independence era, the emerging of welfare state concept which had led to a series of welfare and protective legislation based on a relevant international labor standard. Then many of the social securities were became statutory obligation of employers. The next one, due to rapid industrialization, there was a need to promote the commitment to work force for industrial and urban life. So, in Indian, due to rapid industrialization, a new class of industrial proletariat was created, having a rural background and with even little social and material resources. For them, there was a great need for synthesized help through social security agencies. The non industrial classes were also in urgent need of social security, which were felt after industrialization in 19th century. Now the status of social security in India. So, the evolution of social security in India can be studied broadly in two segments. One is pre independence period and post independence period. There was large scale industrialization in India from 1850, especially in the textile industry. But as workers being totally unorganized, no attention could be paid towards the welfare. So we'll have a look on social security measures provided by our country pre-independence and post-independence. So first we will discuss pre-independence period. So here pre-independence period and social security for workers. In 1877, first labor unrest took place at Empress Mills, Nagpur, for improving their wages. In 1890, first trade union Bombay Mills Hands Association was formed under the leadership of N.M. Lokhande. Next, in 1920, ILO, International Labour Organization, gave a boost to labor welfare and social security scheme. In the Convention of 1929 of ILO, the workers' social security was considered as of high importance. Then there came the appointment of Royal Commission on Labour, which gave many strong recommendations on labor welfare and social security. So after the First World War, due to Indian national movement, British government started thinking about the employees. So accordingly, they passed the acts. Those are Workmen's Compensation Act 1923, Payment of Wages or Minimum Wage Payment Act, Maternity Benefit Act were passed from time to time by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was appointed as the Labour member of Viceroy Council after Second World War. The Wesley Commission recommended that some suitable measures should be taken to restore health to the workers. On the recommendations of the Commission and in consultation with the Standing Advisory Committee of Labours and Industry, the government agreed for a contributory medical scheme in which both employer and employee will contribute towards a common fund, as we have discussed in the previous class about social insurance. So the concept of social insurance comes here. The next we will discuss about post-independence period and social security. In 1947, India got independence and Indian government intensified the labor welfare and social security measures. In 1948, employees' state insurance was duly modified, and that was being beginning of the era of social insurance of Indian labor. Then in 1952, International Labour Organization provided the expert advice of 8 experts on social security for long 6 months for proper implementation of the schemes of Employees State Insurance Act. They devised and advised the method of its administration, the development of the panel system of medical benefit, and training of the necessary staff in order to extend the schemes throughout the country. Then in 1948, Indian government made certain important amendments in existing Indians Factory Act 1934 and came with an entirely new nomenclature. The Factories Act 1948, with a main purpose of regulating conditions of work in manufacturing establishment for ensuring adequate health, welfare measures, hours of work, and leave with wages. Then in 1948, the government enacted Minimum Wage Act for prevention of exploitation of labor due to payment of unduly low wage. Next in 1952, government enacted Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act with the main objective of providing substantial measures of financial security and timely monetary assistance to industrial works and their family. Beside this, the Assam Tea Plantation Provident Fund Act 1995, the Personal Injury Compensation Act 1963, the Seamen's Provident Fund Act 1966, the Plantation Labor Act 1951, the Central Maternity Benefit 1961 were enacted for providing social security to weaker section of the society where there were more chances of exploitation of victimization. So I have framed few questions. So here social security in India can be studied broadly in two segments. They are pre-independence period and post-independence period. Next one is Indian Factory Act 1934 was passed and it was later on amended in 1948. So in the year 1936, Payment of Wage Act was passed. So here social security can be divided in two concepts, that is social insurance and social assistance. So the answer is both A and B. Last one, ILO had suggested first for social security. Thank you very much.